Now what we're going to do is we're going to get to a fan interaction, the things like we like to call WeSports. And our first question comes from Mr. Deron Lee Carrington. Shout outs to Deron Lee Carrington. And his question was, should Romo travel to London to face the Jaguars?
No. This is the Jaguars. If you need Romo to suit up to beat the Jaguars, you've got some bigger problems. This team is not that talented. Granted, you don't want to fall behind because of what's going on outside the East, but the Eagles just lost their quarterback. And look at after the Jaguars, they have a bye. Take 2 weeks off and rest because moving down the stretch, you face your whole division, including the Eagles twice. You've got the Colts, who can put up points, and the Bears, who we hope can put up points. You're going to need Romo down the stretch. Let him rest.
Now remember how Shaq said, when the general doesn't panic, the troops don't panic.
Ooh, that's not happening in
Dallas.
Dallas.
That's not happening in Dallas. They are panicking. They are confused. They don't know. They let Colt McCoy come into their building on Monday Night Football and beat them. The same Colt McCoy that couldn't do anything in Cleveland. They let him come into their building and beat them. And Brandon Whedon looks inefficient at the quarterback position this past Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. They're not showing They're not showing leadership. It's a lack of leadership that's being shown right now. And they're playing the Jags. If you can't beat the Jaguars in London, then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Ty. I can't. If you can't beat the Jaguars in London, I don't know what to say.
And also, let's talk about a social media moment of the week. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, since we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, for using the hashtag Dallas Cowboys UK. I love it. If you really look at that and you look at the attention that has garnered, you have to really pay close attention to Cowboys UK to see what it really says. Obviously, they're in London right now playing against the Jaguars. Good luck to them. But you pay attention to the fine lines, and it really kind of says Cowboys suck. So look at the attention that's garnered, and to me, that is hilarious. Shout out to that social media department for doing that, and we look forward to seeing how you guys fare against the Jaguars without Tony Romo, which you shouldn't need Tony Romo, like we said, for that game. But anyway, back to you guys.
Let's move on to our next question. This one coming from Damola Agundape. Imagine that. He asks, can the Philadelphia Eagles still win the NFC East with Mark Sanchez as their quarterback? Of course, he would ask this question being that his team's success is directly correlated to the Eagles and the Steelers.
Exactly. I think he can. I think Mark Sanchez can come in. Remember, Mark Sanchez took the Jets team to two AFC championships. Mm-hmm. Chip Kelly has faith in them. They have faith in their offense. And plus, it's a quarterback-friendly offense. So Mark Sanchez could come in. He can play his part. He still has enough weapons around him. Zach Ertz, Jeremy Maclin, Darren Sproles, Shady McCoy, Riley Cooper. He still has enough options around him where if you just get the ball out to them and maintain, they still can have a chance to win the NFC East this year.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it on the head. Quarterback-friendly offense and a quarterback-friendly league with an excellent offensive quarterback and offensive guru and weapons, something that he did not have in his duration with the New York Jets. I think he's got what it takes, especially with Dallas crumbling.
Right now, crumbling is the least of the worst. Remember, they started off 6-1, and they've been at 8-8 for the last 3 years. So let's keep that in mind. And our last question comes from Terrence Jordan. He asked, well, hometown question for you, Ty. Joe Maddon, do you believe that he's the right fit as the new Cubs manager?
If there's a manager out there who's willing to take this job, you, sir, are the right fit to lead this Cubs team. And of any general manager, one of the top 5 managers in baseball. This is great. This is excellent. You know, the Cubs have been they've been lovable losers. They've been called, growing up. This is a team that went from odds of 50-1 to win the World Series to 20-1 in some Vegas books, even to 15-1, especially down the road here. So this is great. We embrace this. You know, we're trying to move the curse. What better way to get past these curses than having Joe Maddon manage our team?
You know what? I do believe that he is the right fit for the Cubs. But remember I talked about karma earlier. Mm-hmm. The way that you do business, I feel, has an effect on the way that the team performs. And the way that the Cubs and Theo Epstein in the front office did business to hire Joe Maddon was a little bit snakish in a sense. As a manager, as a coach, it's a fraternity. Just the same way like Jason Kidd got hired before the Bucks let go of their head coach. It's the same way that the Cubs hired their manager without letting go of their current manager. I don't believe that was a good move of respecting the coaching fraternity or the managerial fraternity that they have. Even though that he has shown with Tampa Bay he can win with a young team, the way that he came into the organization is a little bit snakish to me. And I don't like the way that he came into the organization. Even though, like I said before, he's the right fit, I just don't like the way that he came in. So he could turn the franchise around. He could turn the Cubs around. But once again, we're talking about the lovable losers, and we're talking about the Chicago Cubs here.
After 106 years, you may act a little snakish yourself.
Cubs? You want to talk about the Cubs?
Steve, what you talking about?
Yes, we're talking about the Cubs, man. Oh, my God. As a St. Louis Cardinals fan, I am laughing in your face for saying playoffs with the Cubs. Playoffs? We talking about playoffs?
Well, folks, that's all we have for this show. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Once again, this is Marvin Banks here with Ty the Woe. Sosina here at Phirst Contention, signing off.
Trey's up.